Oh my goodness. Hi guys. Welcome to another video. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Chelsea. I felt really heavy to make this video, and what's so crazy is I've been doing YouTube for close to 12 years, maybe even more than that. And a lot of times, every time I've done a video like this where I listen to what I believe is like a prompting of God for me to sit on here and share something that's on my heart, the videos usually flop and I feel like nobody sees them and all of that. But this is something that God's walking me through and freeing me of, and I just wanted to simply let y'all in, and maybe this could be for you and you could even just experience something in it. So I actually got a box from Well People Makeup, and I figured I would try out a few things as I talk. But I've been kind of, I guess, hard on myself in the past of uploading consistently throughout the week, but realizing as I became a mom that each week doesn't always go as you had planned if you don't have the most help in the world to help you get everything accomplished. So just apologies if my uploads have been all over the place, but the title of this video is It Took Me 12 Years to Realize This, and how YouTube and growing up on YouTube can actually be toxic in some ways. And so I want to let you in on that and just share with you what I'm so grateful for as far as freedom. For those who don't know, this channel started off as a makeup channel, and I loved sharing my passion for makeup with other young women. And in high school, I actually had this incredible encounter with Jesus, and he convicted me of my sin and just showed me how much he loved me and wanted a relationship with me, and he wants that for everybody. But I shared my testimony right after that moment, and I just remember being met with a lot of love, but also with a whole lot of misunderstanding and judgment and a ton of unsubscribers. Mind you, at this point, I believe I had already hit 1 million subscribers, 5 years into doing YouTube at this point. Was it 5 years? So I started when I was 13. And this was later in high school, so it was probably 4 or 5 years. And from that moment, I was just super on fire, going to post what I believe God was putting on my heart and what I wanted to share with the world. And over the years, with all the life change that I've gone through, and marriage and motherhood, and learning so much about myself and healing in different ways, I think a really big fear of man started to, work its way into my life, and I stopped really posting the things that I believe. I would just go home, I remember when I was younger, and I would just be oh, this topic would be so good for people, I feel like they would grow and learn so much, and I would just do a video about it, and I would put it up, and I wouldn't even care about what the result was. But then slowly, a need for performance and a need for fulfillment in my job, what I was doing, kind of started growing in me, and I started just really dreading the whole YouTube process of uploading and sharing the things that I shared. And then I started doing what was trendy, what other people enjoyed, and this past year I started seeing a counselor that has walked me through discipleship and my faith in Jesus, and how he's alive and active daily with me no matter what I feel. And so much healing has happened, but I recognized through this journey that I truly had such an attachment to performing for even God, thinking that if I performed, if I was successful online, if I had some sort of outward success, then everybody would think I was good with God, or God would accept me at that point. And it's not like I was consciously thinking these things. It was just through my behavior and the way that I acted, and just lived out, that really showed that I believed that. And I think I put a lot of pressure on myself growing up, since I started on YouTube out of just enjoyment and excitement, and then my dad really helped me make it into something greater than that, which was like, a job. And I'm so grateful that this has become a job, like, through the years, but somewhere in the lines I associated, like, approval of, like, friends and family through, like, what I could give them and what I could share online, and the success that I saw, and would I be worthy enough? Would I be good enough? Would I show enough for myself? Would I be able to prove myself enough? And I know those are like really cliche statements, but it really evolved and it really showed itself in my life for the past few years. And God has just really revealed, especially for this year, what direction I'm to go in. And I'm really excited to share that with y'all in like a couple months. But for right now, I'm just so grateful for like the healing. And I just wanted to assure you guys, I don't know what like your background is or how you grew up or what you were taught, but your value and who you are as a person is not contingent on what you can even provide for your friends or your family. And I think a lot of times, even whenever I've tried to give in my relationships out of, love and appreciation for somebody, I didn't recognize that my motivation was, if I give, maybe they'll give me something back, or if I give, maybe they'll make me feel validated. Or I was just looking for all of the needs, like affirmation, security, love, acceptance. I was looking for all of those things in people around me, and even in my work and my job and doing YouTube videos, and it just led to emptiness and feeling burnout and frustration. And I am so grateful for just freedom, like true freedom, and Jesus that He offers. And I just wanted to simply share that with you guys. And this month, it's really huge for me because a few years ago, I released my first book, Your Own Beautiful. And I remember doing it as a teenager, writing it, and just going through so much while I was writing it. Literally, when I got to the faith chapter of writing that book, I ended up in a mental hospital with a bipolar manic episode. And I've shared that on my channel a little bit before. And now writing my third book with my husband, Marriage Minded 10 Ways to Know If You Found the One. It's been so healing for me because I remember feeling the weight and the pressure of performance when I released that book, and now feeling so light in this process of releasing a book, of like the success or the purchase of this book does not rely in my hands. It's not even about like how it does or how it succeeds. It's about reaching the right people that it needs to reach. And it's just been healing to like see, okay, 5 years ago, however many years ago, that was really hard on me as like what you could say as a kid or as an adolescent, feeling that weight and pressure of just like trying to perform. And then just like years later as an adult, like even looking at my child and like wanting him to know just how valued and how treasured he is outside of like anything he could ever give anybody or anything he could ever do or work for. And I just like simply, I like even see all of you doing the things that you're doing, and they're incredible and they're amazing, but your intricate value, like who you are as a person, should never be tied to what you do. And I just want everybody to know that. And like I feel like a little mom just like wanting to like usher everybody in, give them a hug and say like, you are so valued and so loved and so like worthy, outside of anything that you could ever dream of or ask for or like make of your life. You know, your life is not the sum of what you can do with your hands. And yeah, like as I reflect on all the things that I'm like learning and experiencing, it just makes me really grateful to have had such a grace over my life as I've even been on the internet to share these things in transparency and vulnerability with you guys, while also giving myself space to like process through the healing that I needed to do all these years, and allow myself space for that. I just kept hearing the word surrender over my ear, like surrendering what I have always thought, you know, I had to do, or surrendering even my mindsets or my preferences to God in exchange, like he has something so much greater. So I would love to know like what you feel you're headed towards this year, or like what God's really sharing with you lately, because I just love learning from one another, and I have such a heart for writing and just for allowing like the things that we're learning as people to like marinate, like to sit under the surface for a while, and allow like little flowers, little just like a garden to like spring up from like what's under the surface in its time. You know, there's a season for everything, but sometimes it can be really hard for me, honestly, to work at the pace that I used to when I was in high school, when I was younger, even putting out a video a week, like. And so that is transparently how I've been living and like learning. I didn't test a whole lot of makeup. I'm probably gonna do that in my own time, but well, people sent like a few lipsticks, and I'm really excited to try those, because the one lipstick that I owned, I used to have a huge collection, but the one that I owned recently Hudson got a hold of, and he like crushed it. So, and I just want you to be deeply encouraged. Like it can feel like such a trap to even go throughout your day and feel like if you didn't accomplish anything, that you don't have value, or you are worth nothing, or that day had no purpose. But that couldn't be furthest from the truth. Like there is so much to be like learned, and even the little mundane things that were not on your list that you had to accomplish. And so I just appreciate y'all, and I know I've wrapped this up so many times, but I pray that y'all leave blessed and deeply encouraged, and I will see you guys in the next video. Nick wasn't in for this one because he didn't even know I like wanted to do this, so this was just something that was like on my heart and I wanted to share. So